Hello, welcome back. We basically, quick recap what we have done so far. We managed to install 2003 domain controller and forest, and then it's a single label domain. Then we introduced 2008, and we seize the FSMO rule or transfer the FSMO rules and raise the function level. Now, what we will do, we decommission the 2003 because we have no need for it anymore. So I'm just gonna go and did DC promo like before, and we'll see what happened. Welcome to AD. And if you remove Active Directory, this computer will become standalone server. So this is what we need. Next, domain controller is a global catalog. You need to basically make sure other domain controller are global catalog. Yes. This server is the last domain controller. No, this time is not the last domain controller because I've got my domain. I want to keep my domain. I just want to remove this domain. Please make sure do not tick that tick box because I have another video where I had to tick that tick box and basically clean up the whole test environment because I had no requirement for it. But for today, no, I do need it. So I'm gonna leave it unticked and then go next. Password. When you install it first time, you need to remember what did you specify. So password for our sales account, and they do not match. Let's try again. Here we go, they match this time. So we're gonna remove it, and you've noticed it's less and less and less than proper cleanup. This is because not the last, it's only this machine next to that machine, and we will remove that machine from our domain, and assuming our DNS other stuff are healthy, that should not take that long time. It is very, few minutes basically, assuming you've done your exercise, you remove all the legacy apps, and you are ready to go. So we're stopping the net service logon. We're gonna start removing the security, the files associated with it, and we will decommission the server after that. Even as a standalone, it will not be required anymore. The next part, after this finish, what we will do, we will install 2016 server and then repeat the same steps, the one we have done so far. We install 2003, then made a domain controller, then we install 2008 and then transfer the rules, FSMA rules, and raising the function level. Next we will do the same. We will do 2016, making sure we take over the single label domain and transfer across, and then seize the FSMA rules to the 2016 and then decommission the 2008 so we can benefit from the 2016. This is the intention. So we're still waiting for the net logon to stop. We'll have a look, and as soon as that stops it should be fine. We have no other connection to it, so let's have a look. I'm just gonna pause while that one's happening here. And voila, there's an issue. The operation failed because there is a net logon as a request. It's timing out. It's okay. I've got some miscommunication, and this will try it again, and it's not removed. So it's timing out because of the communication with other servers. Again, let's try and decommission. Yes, not last one. In the password one, password, and remove it from the password. The second password I need to match first of all. I'm not sure what did I type. And let's go for it again. Yeah, it is now. It's not timing out. is doing the success transferring of directory partitioning. So it is doing something now, you see, not like the previous one. Again, it is test environment, so the connectivity, connection, that's why you have to make sure it's healthy. And look at it now, it's passing that all, it's already stopped it. Start transferring the partitioning, now sysinfo, lsm, serv, and then it will stop the secure files and then trying to basically remove it. And the KDC. One thing I might need to do is making sure this is volume replication before we move on to 2016. It is the DFSR, not FRS, because I cannot remember changing or converting the FRS to DFSR. So we have to do this one before we do the 2016 piece, because FRS is no longer available on the 2016 server, which means this is one of the issues. Maybe I can show you, produce it to show you how that will basically fail before we move on to the DFSR. Yeah, let's have a look now. Security, removing the security reg. Hopefully it's not timing out this time, and voila, it's finished. We remove it. We are no longer having you see, it's there. As soon as I reboot it, see everything disappeared, and restart that service. And basically that's all. So just to recap, we have removed, decommissioned our last 2003 domain controller, but next is to make sure our domain and function level are 2008 and above, then we can introduce the 2016. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you have learned something useful this time, and I shall just wait to show you when that reboot, it is no longer a domain controller. It's trying to boot up now. It shouldn't take that long. Windows Server, and we should say goodbye to Windows Server 2003. You know, I mean, I had that requirement for some of the customers. That's why I'm recording these to show you how we can, transfer rules or seize the rules either using the GUI or the NTDS util, and how you can basically, feel more strong about these activities when you start doing them in labs and moving toward the production. You already have knowledge. If you can replicate what you have into the test environment, that would be great. It will help you a lot. And let's see what's happening here. Okay, and the machine is booting up again. uh, be patient, I will say. Review it, you know and making sure you're prepared to troubleshoot as well. No legacy apps using the systems, and hopefully that should be an easy process. Now it's applying my new settings, which means old profile, it's no longer a domain, a profile, which means just like a new Windows logon. That will be the built-in account. I just want to show you before we end up, and it's taking time as usual, the 2003, and hopefully you are enjoying the 2016. It's a bit faster. I really like it. And same thing we will do with the 2008. It's getting better. I'm really, you know, uh, prefer 2016. I mean, in comparison with the previous ones. We've seen the journey Microsoft maybe improved this OS. The time used to take for Windows 3.5 and 2000, 2003, 8, 12, 16 is getting shorter and shorter and better. Okay, let's have a look. While we're waiting for this one to start, I assume you already familiar with the 2016 and the benefit, which we will cover later on. If they are not, then I do have some courses which I ran earlier. It covered the 2012 in more deep dive details, and same thing apply to the 2016. What is new? Whatever Microsoft improved, but there are plenty of improvement which I've noticed whenever I go to customers, or go contract with customers to help them to migrate, advise, or implement. I've noticed they're not aware of all these nice benefits we have now with the 2016 servers. Let's we just pause for a little while and try again when this is ready in a couple of minutes time. And here it is, it's finished. And just to show you again, out and about, action, control alt delete, and we see it's part of the domain and it is no longer a domain controller. Yeah, so this is the machine, and let's we log on to it. If I remember the password, and we can just making sure that machine is no longer part of our domain. It should, we decommissioned it, it's a standalone server, could not log on. You can make sure domain is correct, and locally, yes, it's fine. This is what happened, and here we go. I'm able now to log on locally to the machine. It's no longer domain controller. And that's all. Hopefully you have learned something useful, and I shall see you at the next part. Now we can remove that machine and decommission it if you choose to. Yeah, and that's all. Thank you, and goodbye. Goodbye.